first in Israel, where authorities say 2 Israeli civilians are being held captive in the Gaza Strip, at least one of them by the Islamist group Hamas. Israel's military lifted a gag order today to reveal the details of one of the hostages 10 months after he was taken. For more on this now, let's bring in our Jerusalem correspondent, Iris Mackler. Iris, let's start with this captive who is thought to have crossed the border himself on foot last September. First of all, why would he have done that in the first place?
Well, that's the question that's being asked here. And the suggestion is made because there are not many Israelis who voluntarily, go into the Gaza Strip. The suggestion is being made that he had psychological problems, although his family denies that. They say he was troubled after the suicide of his brother. Whatever the reason, because he went by himself, 28-year-old Ethiopian immigrant Avram Mengistu, I think the Israeli government looks at it slightly differently than if it had been a kidnap. And that's what Israel's president said today.
Iris, so where do we go from here? What happens next?
Israel's Prime Minister spoke to the parents of Avram Mengistu today. There is also a second case, and that is a Bedouin man who also walked by himself voluntarily into Gaza. We know very little about him because we don't even know his name. Those details have not been released. So there is some negotiation afoot. Hamas has confirmed that Israel did try to negotiate with them, although it now says it doesn't hold Avram Mengistu any longer or at all. So it's a very murky situation. And because these two went voluntarily, I think it's going to be a very different process to the one we saw with the kidnapped soldier Gilad Shalit, who was held for 5.5 years in the Gaza Strip.
All right. Thanks for that, Iris. Iris Mackler there reporting from Jerusalem. Now, Greece